And I bring you fire.
Hey everyone, welcome to my video on Helldivers 2 Mechs. Today we will have some quick tips and tricks with the Mechs, and some gameplay to go alongside that. Okay, so first tip is when calling in a mech, it's going to take a while, probably about 10 seconds, but the Pelican does shoot enemies as it's dropping off the mech, and you're going to want to be careful because if the mech is too high, you're not going to be able to get in, and it will actually, if you don't want to drop it on enemies because it can actually get destroyed and blow up pretty easily. So make sure when you're dropping in the mech, it's in a safe spot that you can easily get in and that it's not going to get attacked. Tip number 2, you can melee. You're going to press F to melee. Of course, you can run over other smaller bugs, and some of the smaller bugs you're going to get stuck on, so don't expect that you can run over all of them, but you can melee. But as a warning, this can get glitched out. So if you cannot melee, it's a bug, not a feature. You're supposed to be able to melee. Tip number 3, be careful when you open the map. It does not stop using your guns when you open the map, and I've blown myself up countless times already using the map because I keep forgetting that it doesn't stop. So just be careful because you can actually easily mow down a team member or kill them or yourself while selecting things on the map. So do it outside of your mech, or when you open your map, just use it to kind of figure out where you need to go, but do not try to set a waypoint because you will be sad panda. Tip number 4, and this is something I haven't seen anybody go over yet, but your arms on the mech can actually get blown off, and it sucks. So essentially, if you lose one of your arms, you lose the entire gun, and your mech's just gonna not be really viable anymore. So it's basically like you might as well just lose the entire mech. At that point, you're just kind of screwed, so good luck to you. Okay, tip number 5. The mech is immune to the EMP and EMP mortar. Now, this is very useful when you want to just use the EMP mortar, or the EMP for that matter, or have people on your team, since you can't use stratagems in the mech. So if you do have an EMP field, you can just run right through. It will not affect you. Tip number 6. You can use the shield generator pack in conjunction with the mech. It mostly works better on the robots versus the terminids, but for the most part, it's not crazy useful, but it will block some shots and kind of help absorb some damage, so you can use it to be a little tankier, but you'll probably run out of ammo before that's a problem anyways. Alright, and my final assessment for the mech is it's useful. It's not a major game changer by any stretch of the imagination, but it's situational, so it's not something that you should expect to be able to solo entire levels on, but you should expect it to be pretty good in certain situations. What I would recommend is good against bugs, bad against mechs.
Robots.
The mechs can overpower you very easily with rockets. Typically, the minigun does not do very well against them. It can, but it's not very ideal. And by the time you get done with the heavy mechs,
robots,
you're going to probably be out of rockets anyways. So good for bugs, bad for mechs.
Robots.
Use it in the bug missions. Still really fun. I personally enjoy it. And if you do have multiple people on your team, especially if you save it for extraction, it can be really useful in extraction. But you also have to make sure, because the cooldown is quite long, I believe it's like 15 minutes. So when you do use it, just be prepared for a very long cooldown. And my other thoughts would be, do not use it on some of the shorter missions or missions that require you to either kill terminids. Sometimes, like if you have like one of those defense missions, it might be more useful on the ones where you have to rescue the civilians, but might not be as useful on the ones where you have less than 15 minutes or approximately 15 minutes. Apologies, I just realized I kept saying mechs and I voiced it over with the word robot, so sorry in advance. So the last thing we'll cover is what to expect in future updates. Now, me, I'm a Helldivers 1 fan. I played a bunch of Helldivers 1. I had a really good time with it. I owned a bunch of the DLC, and in that DLC is actually where you get the exos. Now, the most important part of the DLCs for that was that you got 3 different exos. Now, we already have one of those exos in Helldivers 2, but in Helldivers 1, we have 2 additional ones, and hopefully we'll see those in the game coming soon. One of the ones I'm the most excited about would be the Exo 48, and that one is with twin autocannons, and that's going to be just awesome to be rolling around with twin autocannons, just pew 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 and everything. The second one is going to be the Lumberer, or Exo 51 Lumberer exosuit. That one is going to have a 90mm cannon and a flamethrower. So those are both very exciting. I can't wait. It's going to be really exciting to see what they do with future updates. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I missed anything, please feel free to add it. And thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.